Welcome to The Burning of the Midnight Lamp, where we are dissecting music history, album by album, and track by track. And we have arrived at the last track on David Bowie's album Earthling from 1997. It's a track called Earthlings on Fire or Law. And it's a song written by David Bowie and Reeves Gabrels. And we'll start by listening to it. Then we'll discuss it afterwards.
I don't want knowledge. I want certainty.
So there we are, the last track. Law, Earthlings on Fire.
Mm.
What an odd track.
Yeah, it's quite kind of fits in the context of the album, even though I wish it was left off. It's, but it has a lot of energy. But again, suffers from giving you a fatigue because everything is so high in the mix, pumping through. So yeah, not my favorite track. That's for sure.
No, not my either.
Same here. I mean, it's an interesting track. I find it's a curiosity in a way, compared to, for example, the other track that we also didn't particularly like, Last Thing That You Should Do. I'm not sure I prefer this more or less than the other one, but it is more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, it sounds like an experiment.
Yeah, that it
sat
does.
down in
Yeah.
the studio and see what they could do. And it is indeed also one of the very first tracks that were recorded for Earthling once the Earthling session started.
It very much sounds like something out of a soundtrack that could work well.
An
Yeah.
action
Listen
scene.
from- yeah.
It's a high energy track, not a drum and bass track, but more, almost industrial. My feelings for this track is as with The Last Thing You Should Do, that is okay track. It's interesting. It's quite cool opening, lots of fun things, interesting details, but not enough interesting details and ideas for 5 minutes. They are good as short tracks, 3 minutes maximum. I think that's the main problem with these two tracks. They're not interesting enough to continue for as long as they do.
I agree. They're both good experiments. But maybe if they had been between 2 and 3 minutes, they could have worked in the context of the album in a sense. Yeah.
Not that you should fade out after 3 minutes, but just compress the interesting bits.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I said maybe the same as I said on The Last Thing You Should Do. Even if you shortened it, is it a strong enough song?
Not a strong enough song to make this a masterpiece of an album.
No.
Then I would rather put something else in there. Yeah.
Nicholas Pegg, he compared this to Pallas Athena from Black Tie White Noise.
I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I much prefer that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Much better track. Also has that repetitive lines that they keep repeating over and over. Yeah.
I don't want knowledge, I want certainty. That was this quote from Bertrand Russell. Why the Earthlings are on fire, what is the law? The lyrics, they don't...
The law is just screamed in the background.
No.
It's an odd thing. And there's also a reference, Bowie sings about man having a bad morning. As he drops dead, he says, "What a morning."
Yeah.
That apparently is a quote from Samuel Beckett's father in 1933. It was Bill, his name was Bill Beckett, and it was his last words. He had a heart attack.
Okay.
And as he fell to the ground, he said, "What a morning."
Famous last words.
Actually, famous last words, yeah.
Those little bits when he quotes about the man who fell and the first time in the lyrics, can't remember what he says.
He says, "In the street, a man shouts out loud. A wallet drops and money flies into the midday sun."
That's it. It's a striking image. But there's something about that. It reminds me of the vocals in Ricochet. Let's Dance.
Yeah?
Yeah. Treated spoken word vocals.
No. There's also discussions if he sings with the sound on the ground or with the sound mark the ground. With this sound mark the ground.
Yeah, I don't
I-
think any analysis will
neither,
to be
neither of
rewritten.
them makes any sense anyway. So,
No. Yeah.
but we want knowledge. We want certainty. Yeah. No. It's started from some music that Gabriel's made and had the working title Bits because it was just constructed from bits. According to Platy, they did different things. Bowie sang into an empty water cooler bottle, amongst other things. And they played a lot around with Eventide in 9110 harmonizer, which they used a lot in the Berlin period.
Yeah.
Tony Visconti tool. It also is one of these tracks that contains sounds that were originally recorded for Little Wonder or during the same recording. Leftovers from that one.
Has the song ever been performed live?
No, it's the only song that has not been performed live out of the songs of
Okay.
Earthling. So,
Mm.
yeah. I don't think it would have suited as a live track.
Yeah, but I would say the same about Looking for Satellites. But
It would have been interesting to
Looking
hear.
for Satellites is a band song in a way. Yeah, I don't think we have anything more to add to this track. Not a great ending to the album. The album, as we have talked about before, has some definitely highlights. So what would you pull out as your favorite on this album?
well, 7 years in Tibet and Telling Lies, I think, are the ones that are my definite highlight. But then again, if you ask me tomorrow, I might say I'm Afraid of Americans and Battle for Britain. So,
I 100% agree with your picks, your first picks there.
yeah.
Those are my favorites.
Chris?
Oh, I would definitely go for 7 Years in Tibet and I'm Afraid of Americans.
Mm.
Two of my favorite Bowie compositions, not just in the 90s, but of all. And this is time when Bowie was a very big artist for me, and I was 17 when this album was released. And even though it has many shortcomings, as we've pointed out, it also has many strengths, and it will always have a place in my heart.
Yeah, I would say it have definite more strengths than shortcomings.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we'll leave it there. What about you? Leave a comment below what you think about the song and what you think about the album. And as we said before, we have a podcast where we are discussing both this album and other albums by Bowie and other artists. And we have a Patreon where you can get early access to our upcoming albums that we'll do. We'll definitely do more Bowie as well. And the next one would be Outside. So that probably be a couple of albums down the road for us.
And
So-
we'll probably use a year analyzing that album.
Yeah, that's a long one. It's practically a double album on a single CD. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It'll be a series on its own.
well,
We'll see.
we'll see. So until the next album, which will probably for you come in a couple more days, you must all have a great day. And thank you to everyone for watching us.
Goodbye.
Thanks. See you soon.